Shabbat Shalom. I'm Cantor Rebecca Moses from Temple Sharey Tefilo-Israel in South Orange, and I hope that each of you are having a Hanukkah filled with light and love and enough latkes and sufganiyot to last until next year. For many, the past few weeks have seen the return of holiday gatherings that has also meant the return of uncomfortable family reunions. This is something on full display in our Torah portion this week, Parshat Miketz. In it, Joseph has been promoted to the Pharaoh's vizier. He has successfully interpreted Pharaoh's dreams and has helped Egypt prepare for the coming famine. Joseph's brothers, however, have not fared quite as well. Following their sale of their brother into slavery, they went home and had to break the news to their father. Now that the famine has begun, they decided to travel to Egypt in search of food in order to save themselves and their families from starvation. So it's been a little while since Joseph and his brothers have seen each other. The brothers don't recognize Joseph. He has lived in Egypt long enough that now he is clothed like an Egyptian. He speaks the language of the Egyptians. He even walks like an Egyptian. And he doesn't tell them who he is. To test them, to see if they, like he, has changed in the years since they last saw each other, he slips a golden cup into the youngest brother Benjamin's bag, and then accuses him of stealing it. The brothers beg for mercy, and Judah, in an act of great courage, steps forward to explain the great hurt that the loss of Benjamin would cause to their father. Joseph, now assured that they have grown to some extent, was unable to keep up the act any longer, and he reveals himself. Now, this is where I imagine the scene could have gone wrong. Having revealed himself to his brothers, the brothers could have reacted with anger or fear. After all, the overlap of fear and anger is clear. Joseph had, after all, just threatened them and their brother. They could also be not quite thrilled that they were now going to have to apologize to the brother that they did, all those years ago, sell into slavery. I can imagine that there was a highly awkward pause as everyone held their collective breaths as they waited to see which direction this would all go. Instead of anger and grudges and fighting, however, the brothers, all of them, chose forgiveness. It's our choices that really matter in this world. There are so many things we cannot change, so many things that are simply beyond our control. I can't help but think of this as we continue to celebrate our festival of Hanukkah. Each night, we add more and more light into the darkness. Each night, we follow Hillel's instructions to add more holiness into our lives and into the world around us by celebrating the miracle of the oil and watching that miracle grow. And when our holiday is over, then what? The Hanukkot will be cleaned of wax and put away until next year. The scent of frying oil will dissipate from our homes. The candles that glowed will have burnt down. But that doesn't have to be the end. Joseph and his brothers could have gone back to being the same brothers that they were as children. They could have fought. They could have let old hurts, very real ones, keep them from moving forward. But instead, they chose forgiveness. They allowed themselves to change. They allowed others to change. They chose each other. We get to do the same. When the lights of this year's candles begin to fade into memory, we can choose to keep them burning just a little longer. We can choose to make this season of light continue by choosing kindness and love, both to those around us and to ourselves. Shabbat Shalom.